Alright, let's test the mic and then we can start soon. Alright, let's test. Yep, that works. So let me get a drink and I'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Okay. So, where do we start? Probably let's do the stocks again, as usual. As the first ones, actually, I'm just going to be pasting the video URL into here, a couple of places, and into Patreon as well. Give me just a moment. Okay, that should be fine. And now we can get going. I'm a bit sick, so we'll see how long I can take this, but I'll try to get through this as I can. Last week I think we had the idea of talking about Tesla as well, and this was one of the setups that we had. We had a nice impulsive look from the lows, and ideally we were looking for this to be filling the fair value gap here, the price action, and I'm gonna sneeze, give me just a second. Okay, so fair value gap here, and was looking for it to be filled, and then looking for that long opportunity here. We came back and filled it right on here, got that really nice entry here. Now we've been just going up. 2.8 risk reward ratios. First TP was at these tops because the idea was as well as a potential 0.618 extension here, right at the stops. I think I front run it here, and obviously during the opening we had another gap up, so most likely some kind of 1-2 action here, and this is now the third wave. At the moment, however, it is still possible that this is a wave 2 or something. Oh, sorry, a ABC structure, because we are still within these extension targets here. Okay, smaller time frames don't really give us any kind of divergence. Sometimes stocks are something like that, that they're not going to be providing us too good of RSI divergences like we had here on the first one. As you can see here, those were very nice. And overall, as we were looking for this as a potential, we had again a couple of different ideas overall. If we are still looking for that more bearish option, this would be that wave 4 here, and now we'd be looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Again, wave 4 should not be larger than wave 2. That's why I had the invalidation level previously there. That's around 260. And yeah, this could be an area of interest where we would be looking for down soon. And yeah, if this indeed is a fallaway that is a potential start of something, we'd be looking for a three-way pullback upwards. If, however, this is a WXY, like I've labeled in here, this could be already a start of some new structure, either as an impulse, something like this, or that this is still a three-way structure looking for another three-wave and then a continuation to the upside, which would most likely, since the previous structure over here was more of an impulse, we would most likely be correcting upwards higher, or that this is something like this as a very much more corrective large structure. Okay, and yeah, that is basically that. At the moment, I'm not planning on trading here. We did fill that gap though, so again, it is noticeable, and yeah, more often than not, they're going to be filled sooner. And yeah, it's possible that we are going to be getting some moves today already. Let's see what is. Yeah, ES is not really doing much yet, so we'll see how that turns out. But I'm still on that long, taking profits, of course, since we have hit those bearish targets. So 1-to-1 was a hit, and we did have that slight divergences here as well. So again, keeping that in mind. That's Tesla. Check out the next one. Not focusing on these too much as I don't have a trade going on. Alibaba, partial diagonal here. Feeling that this is some kind of 3 here. I'm not sure how that is going to be playing out. We're just gonna have to see and wait and see. Boeing. We never came back to these levels, so again, this is not really valid anymore. There's a chance that this whole thing is done soon, where this would be some kind of ABC, because we are getting into that 1-to-1 extension target. And let's see the retracement here. Yeah, right at the 0.5 here as well, for the retracement of this move. On higher time frame, I think this was more likely a start of something. However, sometimes stocks do these weird things that this is a 3, this is a 3, and this is a 5. But again, if we are just looking at this size of this, it's not really that good looking. I think it was just beyond the 0.618, 1.618, yeah. But yeah, I think it is still possible that this was a three-way structure and we are continuing the previous trend that originated way back earlier. That's why I'm not really too into this idea, especially now at the 1-to-1, because this is such a large stop here. If we were to play like this, of course, then we would be targeting a 1-to-1 of this move here, something like this, which would give us that better risk to ratio. But I generally want to be doing these. So again, they're giving me more payout, although I would have less trades overall. Apple did tag this, what we had, but this is so impulsive to the upside that I'm not really interested in shorting this. The first structure coming down was very nice 5 waves, but this is giving me like vibes that, okay, this could just go higher and higher. It is so impulsive looking that I'm kind of scared to be shorting here. If this was doing even something like this here, like I had drawn in here, and then we could be taking this higher time frame short, but I'm not really into it at the moment. Might be just missing that completely, that trade, but that's the case if it does. do that. PayPal did never come back to these areas of interest into the golden pocket, so this is probably is going to be a missed trade as well. It came back to the almost 0.5 as well, but again, for the risk to reward ratios to be good, you would have to be extending this to here, to the 60.3 area. Oops. And yeah, it might go there, but we'll see. This was, however, like a very good like impulse from lows, similar to the many other tech stocks and everything that had a very nice looking move from lows. But if it doesn't come back into the areas of my interest, then I'm not going to be taking that long. Yeah, Palantir is doing something weird. End phase kind of looks like, again, an impulse now. He filled the CME, so we don't need this anymore. This kind of looks very much like an impulse wave. Let's see on the smaller time frame. We do have those divergences now here, so it could be that we have 5 here. Could we have this as 5 here? Oh, sorry, an ABC expander flat. It's so extended, look at that. Wouldn't really make too much sense. 2.618, yeah, it's more likely that this is indeed a 5 where that starts something. So again, for the longs, I'd be looking for actually here. Oh, that 786 looks really tasty there. Let's look at this whole range here. Point of control. There's this one here as well. You could be looking for 2 areas of interest here. This golden pocket, which would be on top of the fair value gap, with the range value area high as well, as a support. It is also on top of this fair value gap, which is acting as resistance. So, sorry, a support, because again, it's coming into it. Until it gets accepted, you could be just doing this instead. So I'm going to be setting alert here on 0.5 on end phase. And if this comes somewhat controllably down into these areas, I would be interested in longing the golden pocket and also here. Front running this 786 a bit, because we have support here. So right at those highs here, I would be interested in longing. And you can see the difference between the risk to reward ratios here, how much better this would be. That's why I'm thinking that I would be looking into both of these trades, but I don't want to be missing this one. It looks very decent for me. So these are 2 things I would be looking for. Again, proportion sizing, probably like a maybe 60-40. So 60% of normal position size on this one and 40% here, or 65 and 70, or 70 here, and then the rest on this one. But yeah, that looks good. Mara, no idea what this is, skipping it. And this went to all-time highs, so instead of this being an ABC like I had it, we had this thing here missing even the golden 0.618 extension. It did take out the extension target here, the lows, before it started to move up, but again, that is very low, or very small of an extension. So not really playing into that. This is basically at the all-time highs as well. This definitely did not play out. Did this did give it a bit better. This almost at the 1-to-1, I feel like, or 786 or something. Almost 1-to-1, yeah. BSC, nothing I see. This could be a 5 wave here. Let's see in the higher time frame. Oh, yeah, it's part of this downtrend, or can be. Or it's just basically, actually it could be just this. I need to blow my nose again. Give me just a second. Okay. But yeah, 3 here, potential 3 here, and if this is indeed part of this here, we could get a good rally. This does look impulsive. 0.618, so that's the minimum for an ABC as well. Another way of looking at this could be that this expanded flat, where this is the C wave, and we are now creating some kind of diagonal. But interesting areas here for sure. So this is the real estate. I don't know how he ended up in here. Oh well. Oh well. Probably doing something like this. Golden Pocket has these supports here. Let's check the volume here. 786 as the point of control. This could be one of those as well, where you could be looking for two setups here. And targeting the first highs here as minimum, and you can see the risk to reward ratios again. But here I'm not going to be setting a alert until somewhere in here. But yeah, that's basically all the stocks I wanted to go through. Let's go through the indices as well. So these were just pumping Tuesday, another move up. Not really sure how I want to be labeling this. Dow was weird. Like some of these legs were very impulsive looking. And so is the move upwards. And if this indeed here was the wave 2 of something higher that goes higher, then oh well, probably going to be missing that, because I mean you could be looking for like a 3-way structure here, but it's harder to trade than just waiting for the retracement. ES, very similar. Looking at this 0.618 again, we are getting some kind of resistance in here. I feel like it could be that we are still looking for one more high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5. At that point again, if we are reversing between the 1-to-1 and the 0.618 here, basically in the middle of nowhere, you could be looking for a long opportunity around here against these lows. Why is that? Because again, the idea would be that if this is indeed an A, B into these lows, looking for C wave, it generally does not stop before the 1-to-1. So that is one thing to note. And the other one is that if this indeed is a 1-2, 1-2, well, then this goes to the moon. But those are the two things. But again, stop between here or below here is confirmation that if the price comes back below here, then this whole thing is already finished as an ABC, and we can continue this previous structure here. Of course, there is a possibility where this is some kind of weird 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is definitely something to keep in mind as well. The start here is just kind of odd for me. So we'll see how that turns out. Again, these highs here have the highest RSIs here. I'm not sure. Let's see what Nasdaq is doing. I'm still on the long on Nasdaq. I had this as an ABC. This is the same issue that we had here. How are we going to be labeling this whole mess? Because this started like a 3 up, then a potential 5, 3, another potential 5 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the best thing. I don't know. I don't even know how to do that. Maybe this is just a 3-wheel like so. This has been the very much of an issue for me for quite a long time now, since August, I guess. How to label this mess. But this is very impulsive to the upside. That I gotta agree with. Yeah. We'll see how this turns out. Russell, surprise, surprise, is actually looking pretty decent. And yeah, it looks like it has extended to one-to-one extension here on Russell. It's kind of surprising to me though. Because Russell has been the weakest of all the indices. This is the small cap of companies, and yeah, if it has been the most bullish so far, at least, that is very interesting, because that is changing the name of the game, right? So, however, again, we gotta think that, okay, we hit the one-to-one. It doesn't really matter if this is the part that is extending a bit further than the other indices, because again, if this is indeed an ABC, we'd be just continuing the previous trend like we have here, as the drawn out path. So we just gotta wait for a bit. If we take out these lows here, then it's more likely that this is not a 1-2-1-2 anymore. And I don't really see this as a ABC possibility too much on Russell, where this would be AB and 1-2 of that C wave. So again, if this is an ABC, then I think this is pretty much finished. It might take highs one more, but I feel like we might be looking for actual short here on Russell, if it does that. DAX, this is gone as well, and it never got back here, so that's that. Here as well, 1, 2, 3. Now we have created a new high here on RSI. Most likely this is an extension of fifth wave. That's how I would be thinking that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on smaller time frames this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This would be probably a minuet then, and doing something like that. Now, how does this fit into anything? I'm not quite sure. I have this labeled as B wave, even though I'm not quite sure if I like that anymore. This looks very impulsive. But yeah, expecting one more high at least. Doing something like that. Might be today or like next week, where we are starting to consolidate. Early next week, potentially, the consolidation ending and in the middle, then creating that top. Ors 200. This looked very nice as well as for a 5-way move. Never came back enough for a long setup, so again, potential 5-wave here. If we are comparing this, for example, against the Russell, again, 0.618 and Russell would be up in here. There's a considerable difference. This is very similar to S&P 500, where we are tagging that 0.618. Yeah, this looked like a 3, that's why I'm not really looking for that long here. If we had received a more decent 5-wave up, then I would be looking for longs. But not yet, not yet. Yeah, that's that. Check out the, let's see, what else did we have? What else do we have here? Probably some crypto next, right? Yeah, Bitcoin. Okay. So we had a potential 5 wave here on Bitcoin now. And in my opinion, the best, how this looks best is that this is some kind of three wave here, and if this is indeed 5, like I told in CTC group, there is a possibility where this is the end of something, where it would be labeled like this, and then you would have this as the wave A, wave B, and then looking for wave C. This is the way to have it if this is indeed coming down impulsively and taking out this low here. Once we take out, or if we take out this low, then this is more confirmed, or this is confirmed as a pattern. That's an ABC, or well, it could be a 1-2, of course, but as this structure here is so large in comparison to the time it took to create just wave A, is more probable, again based on probabilities, that this is an ABC instead. But this correcting downwards looks decent. I'm interested in here. Although the risk to reward ratio is not the best, but there's structural support here, previous support, previous resistance here, now potentially again support with an OB untouched on 30 minute. Let's see, on 1 hour as well. So again, that looks pretty decent to me. Actually, I'll just set an alert here. This looks like it is actually coming down potentially here today. At the moment, 3-way structure. Did we tag the 382? No, not yet. Okay. But yeah, this looks best to me here. Probably going to be saving the macro video for a bit later on CTC, if you're interested in that. Yeah, that's Bitcoin. Nothing else really going on here. We're expecting this to do something like this, and then maybe 3 ways down here, with the daily, of course, just below here as well. Not sure if I mentioned that. What about the volume here? Not really anything here that is supporting that idea. Maybe from here. Nope, nothing. Okay. There is some more volume coming in here in comparison to just this area. But yeah, not too much. I'll just go with this one. ETH did not have as good of a looking 5-wave going up, but I think you can definitely have it as 5. Maybe this is actually, let's see, this is at 3 o'clock night, the top. This is 3 o'clock. Okay, so that is the top here. So 3 o'clock was the top. Was it here? Yeah, okay. So ETH has already created a potential ABC here. That is making me think that Bitcoin is potentially done here as well. That is annoying. Kind of annoying. Because on ETH we can't have an impulse wave down here. Although, again, this looks way better as a 3 here as well. And this would be the start of a continuation to the upside. And not any kind of things that we have possible on Bitcoin here. Because this is still intact, this high here. Yeah, okay. But yeah, not as good looking. But this is definitely a potential structure here. And it can be finished. We found support here on the previous structure. Oh, that was really nice area for support and resistance here. This whole thing here, yeah. Oh well, I did not see that before. What else? Solana macro video coming out in CTC, or with CTC in I think tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. Or was it today? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, something like this, I'm expecting. Ada here. Create a new high here, unlike Bitcoin and ETH. Not really a 5-wave look, structure wise, but it looks kind of impulsive. Can I look at Phantom? Sure. So this is the low. If there is a way to label this into a low, what is going on? So did we take out? We did not even take out this low. Oh, look at that order block here on daily, and we got tagged into it twice, and a moon. Oh wow, okay. I think Solana has rallied like 700% compared to this one at 100. This looks just weird, the structure coming down. Maybe this is like a 3-wave here, up, and 3-wave, although it's very out of proportion on both log and arithmetic scale. But let's just look at the structure from lows here. I think this was the low here. Yeah, the issue with this one is that we didn't really get a good look in, or good retracement for me to enter too much. So I would have been just needing to trade something like this as a pattern, as a yeah, this actually looked very nice as a either wave 2 or wave B. So this would be the wave 1, 2. This is not really looking too hot. Smaller time frame, what do we have? Or do we have some kind of diagonal in here, maybe? Because this is the lowest RSI here. I'm just looking at that. It's a bit tricky, this one. It could be either a diagonal into these highs, and then we would have another 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, that would be super bullish, but then this would probably be a wave 4 or something, and that is very deep. Comes back to the 0.5, so it's not very likely that it's a wave 4 of that size. What if this whole thing extends in here? Oof. Yeah, it is messy. The macros sometimes is very bad, and when that happens, I generally just go and looking at the smaller time frames. And here, I probably should just go in here. The issue is just, I don't know. Lowest RSI is here, so I think that could be a wave 2. But I don't want to be saying that this would be a wave 1, wave 2, and then, because this is so small in comparison to this, the only other way of labeling this would be another 1, 2. And this would be a moon cat, right? Of course, the more bearish idea would be that this is an ABC, but it's still a very bullish chart in that regards, if we want to be labeling like this. Because we are already extending well beyond the extension targets of that wave C here. And if this is what we're looking for as a 1, 2, this whole thing would be just flying off to the moon. here, this would be the target for fifth wave. So 4 and 5 here. Third wave here. So something like this. And the C wave should not really go beyond the 1.618 too much here. It's very bullish. If there is a way to look for a long setups here, look at these, like there's just really no pullbacks getting in. If this is a wave 2 here, it's very similar to the early ones here previously, where we had a consolidation as a potential wave 2, which is always way trickier to trade. In here though, we had the chance of having this as 3, some kind of 3 and 5, creating this flat or expanded flat into wave 2. That is also less probable of being a wave 2 rather than wave B. But yeah, kind of looks very bullish, but I don't want to say it out loud. Maybe on smaller time frames there's some opportunities here, or that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be very weird looking because the extension targets here, right? Yeah, we don't even get there. 1.618. Maybe if we had come lower, then we would be closer. Yeah, not a really particularly easy way to, or easy chart to label. But yeah, overall, I think it still has more moves upwards. If that has any use for you. Might be wrong, of course. Check out some dojo or something here. It just hasn't done anything here. Okay. Link was pumping at some point here. It still is pumping. Okay. This looks like late consolidation and then sweep off the lows and then a potential 1, 2. This looks way easier to just label in here. Minuets, and then this would be sub-minuet. Still highest RSI here, where on daily, on smaller time frames, this could be a third, where this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and extended fifth. Because I don't really think that this is good looking for wave 3 here. It could be though. It does go to the 1.618. There's more bearish interpretation here. If we are labeling it like this. But more bullish version would be that this 3 would be up in here. And this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With that extension here on fifth. So this would be the bullish setup here. But this one as well would be still looking for wave 4 and then 5. It's on the smaller time frame. This might be just a 5 wave here, and we are just looking for that trade here. Order block right below. We did tag into it. Could be looking for something like this here. This is very deep. Not really into it. Golden pocket right into here. Maybe I could actually throw some in here. Just if we hold this order block. It's very short. How's this here extension wise? 1.236. That looks very decent. It's very decent. just a very short bet here. A very small bet, I mean. We'll see if this holds or not. But yeah, that's link. Not really much going on there. What else did we have on? What can I spoil here? USD CAD trade that we had on CTC. This was not from me. This was, I think it was from Tim. Something like this. Paid decently well. What do I have GMT here? I can't even remember. I don't know why I have this here. Let's remove that. Matic. No. I feel like there is other ones that, look at this, like here, but this could be just being ABC as well, so not the highest probabilities. Atom, like this looks better, but 5, but this was impulsive as well, so I'm not really into that. BNB, not really anything here. This one I wanted to short ASTR, I don't know what that is. It's just not coming up. I feel like it's just going to be doing this, swiping these highs here and then just continuing. Maybe I'll just set an alert here on top and give it a very small tight stop loss if I'm available at that point when it goes up. Similar to this, it's hard for me to see that this pumps so much that I'm really interested in shorting this again into 1.5 here. I don't see this pumping up 100% in short amount of time. I think there's some kind of Ponzi going on here as well. One opportunity here for ICP as well. If it comes back down here as support, decent looking trade opportunity. There was something else here that I was looking at well. One, two, three, four, five, 3. Maybe this is 4, 5. This kind of looks like 3. Oh, this looks very impulsive though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this is just the 3rd here. Reset on RSI. I don't know. That looks weird. Bond. I really like Bond as this kind of very high time frame play, but it's just doing its sideways accumulation that I just don't know. Probably won't ever get in on here, but got some alerts set. We'll see. Gotta stay patient here. But yeah, I think that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover on this live stream again. Hope you got something out of it, and yeah, that's it. If you're interested in learning Elliott Wave, check out the course at Udemy. Links in the description below. You can find it with Elliott Wave and RSI Advanced course. And if you're interested in signals and more community stuff, check out Counter Trend Capital. And yeah, that is basically that. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next live stream again. Bye bye.